Alright, hello HO Slot Car fans, and welcome to the Scott's House auction car build. We're going to be building this Auto World 4-gear pit kit that was sent to me to be built and painted and sent back to Scott so he can auction it off to help pay for his Mustang, get it on the road, get his pops down the track one time. We're all looking forward to that day. So I got my parts laid out here. We got the polymer motor magnets, which are stronger than the original magnets. Got some better brushes here. Got a 7-ish ohm armature from Dash Hobbies, or Dash Motorsports, I'm sorry. And a pair of silver ski shoes. And then we got the gear puller here and the gear press here that we need to put the motor, take the original motor out, put the new motor in. So let's get right into it. I'm having scissors issues here. Throwing those scissors out, they're junk. Oh, I almost forgot one part. We're going to put an aluminum guide pin in there. And I use that cheap plastic one. So the first thing we want to do is prep this body for paint. We got to get the window out. Then I usually tape off the wheelie bars and the side pipes. And this blower, I usually just pop that off. So I don't want to bore you with that. So we'll put it on pause while I take care of that. Okay, we're back. We got the first layer of paint on there. Just a real light coat just to get us started. We'll wait about 15 minutes, then we'll go out and put the second coat on. I generally like to do 3 coats. And then after it's all decaled and detailed, I like to put 2 coats of clear. So now we can get to the chassis. All right. Alright, first thing we want to do is we know that this Camaro pit kit always comes on the wrong wheelbase. This is on the longest wheelbase. It should be in the middle one. So I'm going to have to struggle with that to get that off and put in the proper spot. So give me a minute to get that done. Okay, we're back. We got it on the middle hole. The easiest way to get this apart without, if you try to put something like a screwdriver in there and try to wedge it out, the hubs just get all mangled. I found the best way is to just grab both wheels as hard as you can and twist them in opposite directions until you break that seal. Once you break the initial seal, it's almost like it's threaded. You just keep turning them the opposite direction and one of the wheels comes right off. So that's in good shape. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I always like to put the guide pin on first. That way you don't mangle anything else that's already attached or knock off any shoes or... There we go. Got the aluminum guide pin in. That way I can set it on my build track. And the traction magnets in the back are help holding it in place. First thing we want to do is put the motor magnets in. Just always remember, red in the rear except 4 gear. So instead of the rear, the red would go in the front. So we want the same magnet as the red with the polymer magnets to go in the front. So all you have to do is just take the stock magnet and put it up against the replacement magnet. And it connected the same way. See? So that tells you that this magnet is the red magnet. And then these magnets here are actually pretty good for reviving original Aurora magnet traction cars. So I always hold on to these. Plus they're pretty tasty from what I hear. So that means this one goes in the front. Nice and solid. Which means this one goes in the back. That's snapped in there really snug, which is what you want. You don't want these motor magnets moving around. Alright, next step is to replace the arm. So we got our gear puller here. Get that in there. There we go. Gears off. So, out with the old, in with the new. Gear. And we'll use our trusty gear press. We'll put the gear on the bottom here. Okay, there we go. Now you don't want to tighten this too far. You want to make sure that there's some slop in the armature plate here. So it's best to just do a little bit at a time. Keep checking the plate, make sure. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, you don't want that post coming up through the hole. It should be flush. I think I got it perfect there. Spinning nice and free. Yeah. Ready for install. Alright, now I gotta fish out the brush springs. Now when you're digging in the kit for the brush springs, you'll see that the brush springs and the shoe springs are right next to each other. The brush springs are the smaller springs. Alright, so there's one spring. Okay, got the brush springs in. So next up, we want to drop the brushes in. Now, these upgraded brushes are flat on both sides, so it really doesn't matter which side you face up or down. They're both the same. Alright, they're floating on the springs nice. Now comes the fun part, trying to get this armature in without the brushes flying, the rear brush going out of place. It always likes to go out of place. Yep, it moved on me. Yeah, it's jammed up. Oh yeah, brush went way off to the side there. Yeah, these things can definitely test your patience. I know it does mine. This hole is your home. Are you too good for your home? Not happy. Well, it's turning. I might have gone at that time. Yeah, I think I got it that time. I like to run it without the gears first to make sure I got everything running good. So we're going to turn it over, put the shoes in springs. Let me get a shoe spring out of here. One of our old school silver ski shoes. No bends. All right. That's floating nice. On to the second one. All right, shoes are on there. So it should make some noise now. Of course, I didn't oil it yet, but we're just testing. Oh man, sounds strong. But definitely needs some oil. Try to get just a little bit of oil underneath this pinion gear on top of the armature. And then a little on the bottom. Try to run that in a little bit. Full throttle. Yeah, she's singing a sweet tune now. Making a little noise at low torque, but that's all right. You're not going to be running it that slow anyway. So we're going to go ahead and put the gears on. All right. So before we put these gears on, we're going to put a little oil on top of each post. We're going to try to get some down underneath this rear axle gear. First gear we want to put on is the smaller one. And I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, but this is the smooth side. Yeah, this is the smooth side. And then this side's got just like a... cheap phone. It's got actually a little lip on the end of it. That's the side you want down. It'll run either way, but tuck that under the back, push that down. And this gear is pretty obvious. You want this, when you look straight down on it, you can't even see the gear teeth. That's the side you want facing up. The side where you can see the gear teeth, that's the side you want down. Alright, ready for the motor clamp. She's turning a little stiff, but that's what break-in is all about. Once you break these in, it'll run even better. And just for testing purposes, we'll use the stock tires. There's generally so much magnet downforce with these 4 gears that really the silicone tires really don't help you out that much. But they do help. But yeah, you can get away with running the stock tires. Plus, these stronger motor magnets also help with more downforce as well. So you could actually run a taller tire if you wanted to. And then if you had to, you could always adjust the traction magnets down a little bit if you had them up to, if those thicker tires are too tall. That's all part of testing and tuning any slot car. You're always trying things to get them quicker. That's one thing you can do is tire height. And with these Auto World traction magnets, again, you can always lower them for more downforce. And that is really tight. We're going to run a couple test laps, see what kind of wear we're getting on the shoes. Usually you have to bend the shoes like back here somewhere, so you can get better contact through the whole length of the shoe. Before we do that, I see it's time already for the next coat of paint. So let me go do that quick. Alright, I've got the third or second coat on. Starting to look more blue, less white. Alright, so let this dry for another 15 minutes and we'll be ready for the final coat. So in the pick kit left, you can still see all the parts that we didn't use. The motor magnets, the shoes, the guide pin, the brushes, and that stupid second screw to hold down the motor, which you don't need. It only makes the motor even tighter. So all that's left now is to run some laps. So we'll reposition the camera. And we'll run some laps. Okay, well there you go. That's going to do it for today. We got the chassis running strong. Got the first 2 coats of paint on. So as soon as I end this video, I'll spray the 3rd and final coat and it'll be ready for decals. I got to paint the back window in too. We got to wait at least a day for the paint to cure, because if you put masking tape on while the paint's still tacky, you'll see the tape residue when you peel it off. Been down that road before, don't want to do that again. So the next video will be the completion of this car. There's a lot of work yet to be done on the body, so we'll get to work on some of that later this week. And hopefully by Monday or Tuesday it'll be ready to ship out. Those are the only 2 days I can ship, because the post office closes before I get home from work, and they don't open till I'm already at work. So until next time, keep your finger on the trigger and keep your pin in the slot. Have a good day, guys. Thanks for watching.